uniform for November Yankee. You would go.
November Yankee, Roger, Roger. What's the name there?
November Yankee, Roger, Roger. What's the name there? Okay, the name is Tony. Tango Oscar November Yankee. I don't want to keep you. I know you're trying to get out of here, but I'm just trying to set up the audio on my brand new FTDX-10, and I'd appreciate just a quick comment on the audio there. Go ahead.
Roger, Roger. FTDX-10. And let's see here. Okay. Tony, where are you, sir?
Let's see here. Okay. Tony, where are you, sir? Okay, I'm in Knoxville, Tennessee. And you're running about, 25 to 30 over 9 here. And what was your name?
Name here is Jim, Juliet India Mike. We're located on the Indiana side of the Ohio River, right at Louisville, Kentucky. All right, so if you're interested in the setup, starts with you checking to be sure you're in that 100 to 2900 transmit bandpass mode. It's called wide 100 to 2900 transmit bandpass. Roger?
Wide 100 to 2900 transmit bandpass. Roger? Roger, Roger, Jim. Thank you very much. Yeah, I've kind of stepped things up according to that, and still playing around with it, so I appreciate the tip, Jim. I won't keep you. I know you got to get out of here. So I'll say 73, thanks, and maybe I'll run into you again. KC9VKV, KU4NY is clear. 73, Jim, and thanks.
Roger, Roger. Tony, well, if you got just a minute, we could run through the setup and get you 10-8, as they say. Roger, Roger. It starts with actually starts with your compressor engaged at a 3. It's a token amount, something you'll never hear on the air, but it helps us get to our 3 dB dynamic range at the end of our setup. Roger. Transmit on compression at a 3.
End of our setup. Roger. Transmit on compression at a 3. Okay, well, let's see. Let me just check that right now real quick. Let me bring that up. Sounds real good right now. Okay, my processor is now on 24. Did you say check the processor down about 3? Is that correct?
Well, it's a 3 out of 10 and a 30 out of 100, depending on how your compressor is labeled. It's only a third of the capability, so it's a 3 out of 10, 30 out of 100, Roger.
A third of the capability, so it's a 3 out of 10, 30 out of 100, Roger. Okay, yeah, I got that, and yeah, I've got everything else. So this, I'm not sure if you're familiar with Yaesu, but it has 3. What do they call it? I guess, well, you're the audio expert, so it has the 3 categories of setups for it, the low, mid, and high range, and that's what I've been fooling around with, Jim. Go ahead.
On the EQ or the compression? It has a numerical compression input, like a 30 out of 100. Is that a Roger?
Numerical compression input, like a 30 out of 100. Is that a Roger? Well, it has like off through. I think it's off through 100, something like that. Right now, now, I'm at 100 now, and now I'm at about 50. Now I'm down to about 35, and now I'm about 24. Jim, do you hear the difference?
Yes, sir. So we want to be at 30. We want to set that at 30 on your compressor input, Roger.
Set at 30 on your compressor input, Roger. Roger, got it on 30 now.
All right, let's move to your ALC with mic gain in hand. And as you say the magic word audio, don't stress it. Just say it as you would say any other word in a QSO, but stretch out the first audio part and become a human tone generator and adjust your mic gain until your ALC is running 2/3. Roger?
Adjust your mic gain until your ALC is running 2/3. Roger? Okay, let me just turn it to ALC. Yeah, ALC. It's just coming up to the top right now, just about to the top. You see about 2/3, so I'll lower it just a bit. And there's about a 29, 28 right now. Does it sound okay?
All right, Roger. So if you're at the 2/3 mark on your ALC, you should be in the right place, Roger.
On your ALC, you should be in the right place, Roger. Roger, that's about where it is right now. Maybe just a little bit higher. So I'm getting it down a bit. Okay, now it's down a little bit more. Go ahead.
Roger, what's your mic gain, your actual mic gain setting right now?
Roger, what's your mic gain, your actual mic gain setting right now? The mic gain is at 19.
All right, bring that up to 25. Bring it up to 25, and tell me in 10 seconds about the thing you like best about your radio.
Tell me in 10 seconds about the thing you like best about your radio. Okay, it's up to 25 now, and it's hard to say what I like best. I had a TS590 before I got this, and I've had this now for about a week and a half, and I've been playing around with it. It's a beautiful radio. I love it. Jim, go ahead.
Roger, Roger. Okay, let's go to your tone page, your equalization page, Roger.
Okay, let's go to your tone page, your equalization page, Roger. Okay. All right, you copy?
Yes, sir. And I want you to increase your treble EQ by 3 clicks from where you are. Boost 3 clicks treble EQ from where you are. Roger?
Boost 3 clicks treble EQ from where you are. Roger? Did you say treble?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay, let me just, sorry, I'm sorry to hold you up on here. I know you're trying to, I think you were trying to leave, and I don't want to hold you up, so please feel free to tell me if you've got to go. Let's see, the level is, you say about 3 clicks, 1, 2, 3, okay, did it.
Alrighty, and what's your bass EQ at the moment?
Alrighty, and what's your bass EQ at the moment? Right now, the level?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay, the bass level is -8.
All right, so make it to 2 more minus to 10, -10, I guess, on that EQ. And you have a 2-band or 3-band EQ?
And you have a 2-band or 3-band EQ? It's a 3-band.
All right, and your mid control is flat, plus or minus 0. It's mid-tone is flat. Roger.
Mid-tone is flat. Roger. Well, I've got the level on 7, so let me just try something here quick.
Yeah, Tony, because that's the thing, you want to flat on your mid-range, because all equalizers are designed to strike a balance from the top to the mid-range and the bottom to the mid-range. And if you mess with the mid-range, it becomes so much more difficult to strike a balance. So all EQs should be flat in the mids. It makes it so much easier to EQ. And so much so that ICOM on their 7300 and 7610 don't even put a mid-range control in there. They only have a top and bottom control because they want that flat, that treble to that mid-range to be flat. Roger.
That flat, that treble to that mid-range to be flat. Roger. Roger, Roger. Okay, I've got the level now at 0. So, and I sure appreciate your advice here. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's at 0 here, Jim. Thanks. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Okay, so take your how much more can you boost your top end? What do you have left in your treble EQ range?
Top end. What do you have left in your treble EQ range? You mean the frequency?
No, it's a treble EQ. It's a 3-band treble EQ, and you have treble EQ. And how much more push can you get out of that treble EQ?
And how much more push can you get out of treble EQ? As far as the level?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay. All right. Let's see. I've got it at the top end now. It's at 10, and now it's at -20, and now it's up back to 10. So 10 is the highest, Jim.
All right, we want to run that in 10. Now, you wouldn't happen to have a parametric EQ where you can change your frequencies. Those are set bass, mid-range, and treble frequencies. Is that a Roger?
Bass, mid-range, and treble frequencies. Is that a Roger? Yeah, but I can change the frequencies on all 3.
Oh, okay. Well, that treble EQ, you should change that to 2.7K. That's where you want to push on your treble EQ. 2.7K on your treble EQ. And if you can, if you have a bandwidth of 4, 2.7K, bandwidth of 4 on your treble EQ.
2.7K, bandwidth of 4 on your treble EQ. Okay, just change that to 4. The frequency is at 2.8 kilohertz. 2.8, 2800. That's where I have it right now.
Yes, sir. You want to move that to 2.7, and can you make it a bandwidth 4? You have shaping capabilities?
The bandwidth 4, you have shaping capabilities? Yep, roger. So I've got the frequency at 2.7, level is at 10, bandwidth at 4.
All right, and you're working directly into that mic. You don't have anything in front of it or anything. And is that a desk mic or a hand mic?
You don't have anything in front of it or anything. And is that a desk mic or a hand mic? No, it's a headset. As a matter of fact, hang on. I think I'm on processing. Let me double check.
Doesn't sound like it has much top end at all. You know.
It has much top end at all. You know. Let me turn the processor off. All right, the processor is off, and the rig has settings with processing on and then also for processing off. I was adjusting the controls for processor off while the processor was actually on. So I just turned it off, and I apologize. Does this sound okay?
All right. What you want to do is keep your processor on, and then you have a setting that you can EQ with your processor on. Is that correct?
You can EQ with your processor on. Is that correct? Yeah, that's right. Let me do that right now.
All right, so compressor on at a 3, and then go back to your EQ page, your tone page, and we'll work from there. Your
tone page, and we'll work from there. Okay, I'm there now.
All right, so your compressor is on and at a 3, Roger.
WA2HQ. All right, so your compressor is on and at a 3, Roger. It's at a... I'm sorry, hang on for a second. Whiskey Alpha 2, Hotel Quebec Lima.
Hotel Quebec Lima, stand by just a moment, sir. I'm trying to help this gentleman, and I got to get out of here. So if you would stand by just a moment.
Help this gentleman, and I got to get out of here. So if you would stand by just a moment.
I just wanted to tell you he needs to turn on the EQ and the function control.
I think that's what he was doing. I'm not real sure, but Tony, you have that. Gentleman is Ed Burse on the information on that FTDX-10. Sir, would you tell him what to do there?
FTDX-10. Sir, would you tell him what to do there?
Okay, what he does in the function, under function, you go in there and it says EQ. Would you have to turn that on? It's all automatically off from the factory. So you got to, if anything, he can make all the adjustments he wants. And until he turns that EQ on, you won't notice any difference.
I copied that, Jim. And before I apologize, the mic EQ was off all that time. Now it's on. And Jim, if you have to go, I don't want to hold you up unnecessarily here. And the other gentleman, I appreciate him coming in here. I'll go ahead, Jim. KU4NY.
Roger, Tony. I think you're sounding better now. That treble EQ is 2.7K on the frequency plus max what it is, and at a width of 4. Is that a Roger?
Max what it is, and at a width of 4. Is that a Roger? Yeah, let me get back to here. I'm very sorry. Let me just get to the... okay, this is with the... okay, let's see. Okay, the frequency on the treble, the equalizer 3 is 2.4, 2400 hertz.
All right, you want to make that 2.7, Roger.
All right, you want to make that 2.7, Roger.
Roger. So 2.7 now, and I have the level at 5,
And the bandwidth at 1.
Bandwidth should be at 4. Bandwidth should be at 4.
Bandwidth should be at 4. Bandwidth should be at 4. Okay, it's at 4, and the level is at 5.
All right, advance your level 3 clicks more. 3 clicks additional push at, 3 clicks additional push at 2.7K.
3 clicks additional push at 2.7K. Okay, it's up. That's 3 more than it was before. Can you notice the difference?
Yes, sir. Now, how much more can you go on your push? Can you go to 10?
Yes, sir. Now, how much more can you go on your push? Can you go to 10? Yeah, I'm sure I can. Hang on, let's see. Yep, it's at 10 now. That's as high as it goes.
All right, and why don't you give me about 10 seconds and tell me about your antenna system in 10 or 15 seconds.
Give me about 10 seconds and tell me about your antenna system in 10 or 15 seconds. Okay. It's a homebrew G5 RV. Yeah, the whole setup is the FTDX-10 going to a Telecraft KPA 500 amplifier through an LVG auto tuner to the G5 RV antenna, Jim. KC9VKV, KU4NY. And the other gentleman, I don't know what his call was, if he's still in there. So that's the setup here, Jim.
Yes, sir. Okay, I want you to go back to your ALC and double-check your level now that we've been messing around with your EQ quite extensively. And we want to reset that level, and you know how. Watch your ALC as you say the magic word audio, and adjust your mic gain until your ALC is 2/3. Roger?
And adjust your mic gain until your ALC is 2/3. Roger? Okay, audio, it's about 2/3 right now. This is about 2/3.
Alrighty, and what is your bass EQ now? What is your bass EQ? Before that, your mid-range is flat. Is that a Roger?
Before that, your mid-range is flat. Is that a Roger? Yeah, let me get back to it. I'm sure it is. Hang on just a half sec. Make a comment, sir?
Yeah, go.
Yeah, go.
Kilo November 3, Quebec out of Myrtle Beach. Yeah, he just sounds a little bassy, but he's starting to clear up. I have a DX-10. I don't know his call sign, but I have a basic format for the DX-10 audio and EQ equalizer. AM3Q, just thought I'd drop that in there.
I appreciate that, sir. I'm listening to him, and I'm putting him exactly where I want to put him EQ-wise. He's dealing with his equalizer. He's working on what his baseline is now on the EQ, and, we'll take it from there. So, Tony, what is your bass currently reading on your EQ?
Tony, what is your bass currently reading on your EQ? Okay, the bass is 500 hertz. The level is at -20. Do you want me to zero that out?
All right, that you only have a bass control, one bass control. Is that a Roger?
All right, that you only have a bass control, one bass control. Is that a Roger? No, I've got the bass frequency, level, and bandwidth.
But okay, so if you're at 500 cycles on your low control, turn that to 200 cycles. We want to cut and boost at 200 cycles on that EQ. So 200 cycles, bandwidth of 4, and let me hear you.
Bandwidth of 4, and let me hear you. Okay, 200 cycles, bandwidth at 4, and the level is now at -2.
I take that to -4.
I take that to -4. -4. Now, that's at -4.
Alrighty, and tell me the best thing you like about amateur radio there, Tony.
Alrighty, and tell me the best thing you like about amateur radio there, Tony. Wow. Good question, Jim. Yeah, I've been at it since the late 60s, on and off over the years, and the last few years I've gotten back into it. Not real heavy, but a whole lot more than I had in the past, Jim. And it's a lot of fun. I like chasing DX and a little rag joint once in a while. And that's about it. KC9VKV, KU4NY.
Roger, Tony, what type mic? Is that a hand mic that you're running right now?
Roger, Tony, what type mic? Is that a hand mic that you're running right now? No, this is a Heil headset. It's the ProSet 6 with the 6 mic.
Yes, sir. Okay, what I want you to do, if you have any leeway or movement on that boom mic, I want you to move that boom mic straight out in front of you as far as you can get it. Straight out in front of you as far as you can get that boom, and then at the last minute, make a 90-degree turn. But in the meantime, take that boom as far in front of you as you can get it, and at the last minute, make a 90 on your boom, or on your microphone. Roger?
Last minute, make a 90 on your boom, or on your microphone. Roger? Okay, I think that's it.
All right, so it's maximum extended forward and then just at the last minute 90 degrees, Roger?
Forward and then just at the last minute 90 degrees, Roger? Well, I think so. Let me try it again.
Yeah, because the further you get that boom mic in front of you, the better off you are. If you get it up close, it's not good. You get a lot of mouth noise, and also you change the frequency response of the element. So you want to get it as far out in front of you as you can, and then at the last minute, make a 90 on the element itself. Roger?
Make a 90 on the element itself. Roger? Okay, I understand perfectly now, and so that's not the way I had it before, but that's great advice, I guess. So, yeah, it's straight out, then I bent the microphone towards me as far as, well, not as far as it would go, but it's fairly close to 90 degrees, Jim.
Yes, sir, a lot better. Now, I want you to go back to your ALC and double-check your level again, because we've made a major adjustment to the proximity to the microphone. So I want you to go back to your ALC and reset your level mid-scale to 2/3 reference on your ALC meter.
To 2/3 reference on your ALC meter. Okay, I'm on the ALC meter, and yes, it's, okay, I'm going to bring it up a little bit now. And let's see, there we go. Audio. Okay, it's about, that's a little bit more than 2/3. There we go. How's that?
Yes, sir. Now, on that bass EQ, I want you to roll 2 more clicks on the bottom end of your bass. You're running 200 cycles at a 4 width. I want you to roll it off 2 more dB as far as attenuation, not the width and not the frequency, but the level. Roger?
Width and not the frequency, but the level. Roger? Okay, I knocked it down another 2. It went from -4 to -6. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now I want you to go back and double-check your ALC. That's the thing. See, anytime you make something two clicks or more, you need to go back to your ALC and double-check your level. And 2 to 1 will be pretty close, but you want the ALC is your Bible, and you want to run that at 2/3. Roger?
You want the ALC is your Bible, and you want to run that at 2/3. Roger? Okay, Roger. Okay, it's going to drop it down a little bit more. Audio, and it's right at about 2/3 right now, Jim.
Yes, sir. Now, do you have any treble EQ left? Do you have any more treble EQ push left?
Do you have any more treble EQ push left? I think I do. Let me get back to that menu here. Treble EQ, that's EQ number 3 in this rig. So, you're talking about the level?
Yes, sir. Level push, 3 more clicks, treble EQ boost. 3 clicks boost treble EQ from where you are.
Treble EQ boost. 3 clicks boost treble EQ from where you are. Okay, it's up as far as it will go. It goes up to 10, and that's where it stops. The bandwidth is at 4, frequency at 2700.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, that's the way to run it. You know, it'd be nice to have a couple of more clicks, but I don't want you to take it off the bottom end, because I think you're best right where you are. Roger, Roger.
I think you're best right where you are. Roger, Roger. Wow. Well, thank you very much. Hey, Jim, I really appreciate your time. I heard you say to the last gentleman that you were in the broadcast business. Are you an audio engineer?
No, sir. I've spent 50 years in commercial broadcasting. Last at a 50 kW AM as production director. Roger.
50 kW AM as production director. Roger. Okay, very good, very good. Well, listen, I appreciate it. This is great because for novices like me, it's just tough trying to deal with all these parameters. I don't have much to work with here in terms of listening to my own signal. So you think we're pretty much where we should be right now?
Yes, sir. You have very good clarity. Your level is about 3 dB, which is just perfect. You went from probably about 30 dB average peak modulation to 80 to 85. So I think you're in good stead. If you want to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube, do a call it or search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook, that will take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 in a series of 2,300 Qso-Vlog air check recordings, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow, and you'll be able to hear the difference between our beginnings and our endings. Roger?
Hear the difference between our beginnings and our endings. Roger? Okay, that's great, Jim. I'll do that. Do I have your call correct? KC9 Victor Kilo Victor?
Yes, sir. That's correct, sir.
Yes, sir. That's correct, sir. Okay. Can I ask just one more? Let me just turn the processor off and see if it's okay. Hang on a sec. Okay, the processor is off. Does it still sound okay?
Yes, sir, but you really need that on for you to make a 3 dB dynamic range, and that will, only with that the processor on will you get that 80 to 85% average peak modulation. And that's the important thing. We've designed this thing to be as loud as we can possibly do, but still keep the audio crystal clear. The compressor acts two ways. It acts as a compressor as far as pulling a little bit up, but more than that, it acts as pulling hard stuff down. And so we're set up for a 3 dB dynamic range, and if you push harder, you start going 2.5 dB, 2 dB, and then your words start to blur. So that's the second advantage of having the compressor on. Roger?
So that's the second advantage of having the compressor on. Roger? Okay, that's great. Well, you've given me quite a lesson here this afternoon, Jim, and I certainly appreciate it. I'm glad I kind of ran across you giving the other gentleman the advice you were giving. Bust in and ask for your help with this. So thank you very, very much. I enjoyed it, and sure glad I had a chance to meet you, and I'm going to be very anxious to get some audio reports from some of my friends and see if they can notice a difference. They've been not critical, but they've been trying to give me some advice on how to get this thing shaped up, and I think we did a great job here today, Jim. I appreciate it very much. So I'll let you go. I know that you're trying to get out of there. So again, thanks very much. KC9VKV, KU4NY is clear after you, Jim. 73s, and thanks again.
Roger, Tony, and your last transmission, you were about 12 over on the Georgia SDR, which I've been using to copy the mail on you. So 73, sir, you have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. If you get a chance, join us next Friday. We'd love to have you. So we've got to get out of here, and we'll be returning this frequency back to normal amateur radio use. This is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor, Kilo Victor, clear.